back to where it started. I shot the first episode of South African Hunting Journal 2 years ago. For you that follow me will know about it. It was the hunt for Houdini. It's 2 years later. I'm back here again, trying to look for what I originally looked for, which was red hartebeest, but we never came right. I got the RX4. Yeah, so we'll put it through its paces this weekend and see how things go. And weather's a little bit suspect. I mean, it's showing rain until Wednesday, which is okay. I mean, we hunt either or, you know. Come rain, sleet or snow, we hunt. You guys will know how it goes, but you know, we'll check it out and see how things go. But I'm optimistic and things look positive. I got Jimmy behind the camera again. He shot my hunt just after my operation. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Christmas Hunt, Season 3, Episode 1. Here we go. Where did that one go?
Send the first one.
Yeah. Sharp. Okay. Hey, you nailed it, dude.
Yeah, you did.
Good shot, bro.
The oak saying,
Yes!
and the ping.
I saw it move.
After you.
How good does it feel?
The oak
Me. It was like 35 degrees earlier, and then we had an afternoon thunderstorm. But a proper afternoon thunderstorm. Like, we got here earlier, there was no water through here, and yeah, you know, the bush needs the rain now more than ever. So blessed with good rains and nice for tracking tomorrow morning. So we weren't even 5 minutes out of the camp. Just across this field, we've got a red hartebeest standing behind a bush. It's a good chance we're gonna get buzzed, but we got this bush in between us, so you know, might as well. It's worth a try. So let's see how close we can get. Big bull. Just slowly walk forward. Just stay nice and close to me. Next tree in front of him. It's about 65 meters other side that bush. He's stumped us, he knows we're going. How close this wildebeest is. Seems to this tree here. Are you on manual or autofocus? On manual. There goes that red hart. Well, we went back to the vehicle and started heading up one of the roads to go up one of the mountains. And about 15 minutes into the drive, we saw that same red hartebeest and blue wildebeest from the previous stalk run across the road in front of us. Well, no red hartebeest, but a blue wildebeest, completely oblivious to knowing that we were there. Well, this wasn't a bust, it just didn't come together. 37 meters. first when he was checking us here, I knew it was something, but I didn't know what it was. When we sat there, like as you came out, I checked him that second time when I said I was going to draw on him. Like he was standing there, but he was looking to the right, up there. He was just chilling. 37 meters, bro.
We got again, he's not there anymore.
Lekker boys. Having hunted on this farm for plus minus the last 10 years, I'm pretty familiar with the layout and have learnt over the years where to find game and where the game kind of decides to go when the weather isn't great. We had such strange weather. It was overcast, then it would be sunny, then it would be overcast again. So all we could do was just drive to the top of plateaus, look down into valleys, look down onto plateaus below us, and just hope we could find something to put a stalk onto. Driving through here doesn't look like much, but I can promise you now, this didn't do justice. It was a pretty hairy corner with quite a serious washout just to the left of the passenger side of my vehicle, and we were sweating, but we got through with space. The Hilux made it. The Land Cruiser with a solid diff with a lesser turning circle might struggle a bit, but we managed to get through and get to where we needed to go. After heading back for brunch, we headed back up the mountains again in search for red hartebeest. Story of my life. I've had a lot of luck in the past in this big open field of seeing game, whether it be hunting for myself or with clients, and this was definitely one of the places to stop. It would be difficult with a bow, but under the right circumstances, definitely doable. This weather's making me nervous, bro. Whatever. It's a tough call. We got a red hartebeest at about 220. He's lying down. But there's also a herd of zebra and about 6 eland there that we saw moving their way that way. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Anything? I think we're gonna go around this rock here on the other side. We've seen before, often the game likes to go further around. So I'm gonna go around and sit and wait and see what happens. It could be a bust. There's a lot of ice, but that's hunting. 50-50. More like 90-10. Shot on him if I could get to this green bush down here without them seeing us. It's gonna be tough, but we need to move quick, bro. Oh, such a drama, dude. He's 99 meters from us now. There's so many zebra there. I want to wait for them to move over so that we can try. There's a bush about 20 meters in front of this bush in front of us. If I can make that bush. Well, funnily enough, out of everything that could have bust me on this stalk, between zebra, blue wildebeest, eland, and a couple of springbuck in the distance, the red hartebeest bust me. God knows how I did, but he saw me through that bush and he was the first one to blow, and that just set everything off. Check the distance from here. Yes, 5:30, bro.
Stockies.
The second morning we were up the same as every other morning. The crack of dawn before it even started getting light, and we were probably managing to get in about 2 or 3 stalks before the sun had even started rising, just with the vague little bit of light that we had. We saw a red hartebeest in the distance and slowly started to put a stalk on, and as he saw us he slowly moved into the mountain, and because of the rain the night before, it made tracking really easy for us. So we got on the tracks and started doing what we do. Well, as you can see from the terrain that we're walking on, it was pretty hairy, and in a brace things do tend to get a bit difficult and our mobility isn't what it was. But we pushed on and we stopped for a second, lost my footing and cracked 2 ribs, but we're not going to go into that now. We probably had that red hartebeest within 50 meters of us, but the bush was pretty thick, so I think in the noise that I was making when I winded myself and in between James trying not to laugh, well, we got bust on this one. The afternoon we headed right to the top of the farm. We got to the top, walked to an area where we've seen game before, in like a little bowl you could call it. As myself and James were trying to set up a stalk, James looked up and he said, "This is sketchy, bro. I think until today I haven't seen a storm like that in my entire life." So we had to try and get down as fast as we could before the storm got us. Morning 3 to me was something really special. And it wasn't just about hunting, it was just about soaking up nature. I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to let you guys watch. Very slowly. Screws it up for us, bro. There we go, there they go. Could you never do that, bro? We're in the chips, boy. This is the same waterbuck we saw yesterday. There should be wildebeest with him as well. We climbed to higher ground to try and see if we could see anything on the plateau that we were on. This bush is fairly thick. And in the distance, we saw just what I was looking for. A really good shooter red hartebeest bull. We couldn't get that on camera, but we made our way down and we made our way towards where he was and got on the tracks.
We had to move so quietly and so slowly because we knew he wasn't going to be far, and we'd stop for a while and listen and watch, see if we could hear anything. Then we'd walk a bit and we'd stop and we'd do the same. And as we did that and I looked up to start walking, I had James tap me on the shoulder and tell me, he's right here, he's bedded down.
He's lying down. He is lying down. Just swallow, please don't. Please don't go out too far. If he sees you, will.
The game was so wired. I couldn't get into position from where we were, so I decided to try and walk around, and it was an immediate bust.
Let's see if I'm moving a bit closer that way around.
About 2 hours later, we located a fairly decent blue wildebeest bull in an open field with quite a lot of trees scattered out. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not, but we put on a stalk and took a chance.
Okay, I can see him. I need him to come out. Don't stand broadside. I can't shoot him. He's quartering on. That's it. Come closer. Come further back into the bush. He might come closer. Yeah. They're coming straight towards us.
The afternoon, we headed back up a mountain on the far end of the property. The same field, bordering the same field as where we stalked the red hartebeest on the afternoon of day one. And we were walking down towards the field at least, and this popped out. It wasn't quite what we were looking for, but it was entertaining. Day 4. As every other day was, we set the alarms for 4 o'clock in the morning and we headed out. We saw a blue wildebeest in an open field, but as soon as he caught us, caught sight of us at least, he was on the run. We went up back round with the vehicle, got onto him again, but he was way too smart for us, and we didn't see him again. We heard him, but we never saw him.
He's pacing away from us. Stay down.
And as everyone will see, we put on stalk after stalk after stalk. I think that last day we must have done at least 12 stalks.
Gee. He's down here. I can hear him run. Dude, the game is so wild, yo, bro. Let's just walk a bit.
2 hours of light left. We still haven't got anything. The pressure was mounting up on another level, and we really wanted to go home with something. We saw a couple of blue wildebeest in the bush. We jumped out the vehicle. It was so sudden. We jumped out the vehicle and got into position as fast as we could.
Far left, it's got a growth. Yep.
And it was at that moment
Did you see the growth on that
I
cow?
realized I'm going home empty-handed this time. There's something about hunting, especially adventure hunting. It's a sport of patience, it's a sport of responsibility. It's also a sport of humility. As soon as you think you got it and you're always gonna come out on top, it knocks you straight back down. Whether I prevail on a hunt or not, I want it to be difficult. And I want to put as much work in as I possibly can. Because when I know I've put absolutely every last ounce of energy into a hunt, I know I've given it my all, whether I come home with anything or not. You'll still see me come home with a smile on my face. Hunting isn't easy, every hunter will know. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And after breaking ribs in the mountains or cracking ribs, coming home with quite a bit of discomfort, it's memories. It's memories that you'll never forget. This is why we hunt.